And joining us now is Jin Huang Lee Trevlon and her son Samuel. They are among some of those that have lost their homes here in Altadena. Jin Huang, you, your husband, your two kids, they've lived there all together over the decade. I am so sorry as we look at that image of the before and the after. Can you take us through your evacuation experience?
Yes, thank you, Gadi, for having us. On Tuesday, January 7th, my friend Myra called me. She's married to a firefighter, and she said, Jinghua, I need you to download this app called Watch Duty. You're living really close to the Eaton Canyon and to the Eaton fire, and people are already evacuating. That was around 6:30 p.m., and I had no idea there was a fire. And we took her word seriously. However, we did take time eating dinner, and we packed some documents. After dinner, we packed one night's worth of clothes, and we evacuated after dinner. And we thought we're just gonna go one night away, stay with our friend Lehman, and then come back the next day. But we had no idea how quickly this fire was going to spread and how devastating it was going to be.
So devastating. And Samuel, from what I understand, you're the only one that's been able to make it back and see it with your own eyes. What did you see?
I mean, as soon as you got into Altadena, because we were evacuated in Tahunga, and, I got off the freeway, and as soon as you go into Altadena, it goes from kind of grayish to completely black. It was like 8 a.m. in the morning when I first went there, and it felt like midnight by the time I was in Altadena. I could only recognize the streets by looking at the street signs because a lot of the buildings and the blocks were completely destroyed. And, I turned onto the street of my house, and I mean, every house looked the same. I could see for blocks down because, there's no houses blocking. We were all in shock of just, like there's just nothing, So that was very surprising to see.
And the landscape is so different. I mean, we're out here in Altadena again. Like, you should not be able to see the city of Los Angeles, and you can see all the way to the city. Like, the trees are gone. Things have just been leveled here. It's so unrecognizable. I understand a lot of people here have been very stressed about insurance. What's going to happen with insurance? Is your insurance going to cover this? Do you have insurance? What's been your situation?
So we do have homeowners insurance, but like many California residents, we don't have fire insurance specifically. And right now we're in an uncertain place.
So you have homeowners insurance, but you don't have fire insurance. And so you don't know whether you're covered.
We have some covered, but very likely not all of it covered. We have insurance for loss of use, which covers hotel stay, temporary stay, and then we have content coverage, which covers things that were destroyed in the fire.
And have you been able to think to what happens next? Are you planning on rebuilding?
We're not sure yet. We definitely want to have a place to stay, a semi-permanent place to stay. We're not sure if we're going to rebuild because it's going to take a long time. And, we have two kids. Sam is about to go off to college. Our younger one is 9 years old. We'd rather be in a place that we can get back to our routine as quickly as possible. Rebuilding does take time. And yeah, it feels a little bit overwhelming and daunting to think about rebuilding at this moment.
And it's not just a routine. I mean, you are such a huge part of this community. I understand your husband started a literary festival there. I know you've got your running club that you started. What's the community like in this difficult time?
Yeah. So my husband was the one that bought this house over 15 years ago. He was drawn to Altadena because such an eclectic artistic community. It's very, very diverse. And the community here is extremely tight-knit and very, very supportive of each other. I run with this group called Alta Runs. We started simultaneously during the pandemic. A lot of us come from Pasadena Pacers. During the pandemic, we started just running more in Altadena. The group would meet every Tuesday and Thursday on Altadena Drive in Allen, and we'll just run around in the streets of Altadena. And it's just really sad to see so many of the places that we run along the street, like the hardware store. That's where I meet the group. And so many of the buildings.
At the hardware store.
Yeah. Yeah. All destroyed is unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable, and we're hoping that there is a sense of normalcy restored to this place. There is a serenity to this place, even though it seems haunted right now, and really hope it's restored to its former beauty. Jinhwan, Samuel, thank you guys so much for joining us, and our prayers are with you tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.